Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my performance review of the Adidas Dame 8. So this is Damian Lillard's 8th signature shoe with Adidas, and it's going for 120 bucks. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description box. I mean, every single size I believe of this colorway is available, and also the black and white colorway is coming out soon. The black and white colorway looks so much better in my opinion. But anyways, links are in the description box. Let's get started off with the tracciones, and the traction, oh my god, was terrible. So for me, in my experience, so on a clean court, I feel like you'll have no problems. Right? If you're playing on a clean court, it has a pretty solid bite. I wouldn't say it has as good of a bite as like the top shoes with like the best traction. You know, like the MB1 has a great traction. I was playing with the MB1 and also in the Dame 8. You know, I had both of those shoes in my bag when I was testing these, right? And when I switched to the MB1, I was like, yo, the traction, just the bite is amazing. Nice squeak. The Dame 8, I mean, on the clean court, it was pretty good, right? It was a solid bite, so you should be fine. But on dust, holy crap, it is terrible on dust, guys. It's a dust magnet, and literally, I would wipe, right? And also, wiping dust off the outsole is not easy. You have to really wipe, and once you do that, it's not just so easy wipe. You just go boom, and you're good to go. You have to really wipe like 5, 6, 7 times, and then it's clean, and then you have like two good stops. Two good stops. You know, squeak, squeak, and then you're like, oh, it picked up dust again. Whoa, I gotta wipe. So, if you're playing on a dusty court, do not get the Dame 8. It's a dust magnet. It's terrible. And also, I did slide out pretty bad. I wouldn't say it's super dangerous, but it's kind of dangerous. You know, if you let too much dust build up, and it was pretty easy to let too much dust build up because it picks up dust really fast, and it's hard to wipe off. So yeah, if you're playing on dusty court, do not get the Dame 8 at all. And as far as the durability goes, I feel like it would be okay. The grooves are kind of thick and also deep, and the rubber is pretty hard. So I feel like outdoor use should be okay. So yeah, I mean, if you're playing on a clean court, you should be fine. If you're playing on outdoor court, you should be okay. But if you're playing on a dusty court, do not get the Dame 8. And I hated playing in these. But one thing though is that it got a little bit better. Like when I got it at first, it was really bad. But then I kept playing in it, and even though I didn't want to. I was like, yo, I'm sliding out. I don't really want to play in these. But I had to keep testing it, right? So I kept playing in it, and it got a little bit better. I feel like it picks up a little bit less dust than when I first got it, but it's still not that great. So there is the traction there. Moving on to the heel to toe transition. It's extremely smooth here in the Dame 8. I really like it. So here in the heel, we got a nice curved shape, fully exposed bounce pro midsole, which has a lot of compression, which we'll get into. So here in the heel, it's super smooth. And also here in the forefoot, we have a nice curved shape and a lot of forefoot flex. So when you're doing heel dominant strides down the court, it feels extremely smooth, very fluid. I really liked how that felt. Now moving on to the cushioning setup, we got full length Bounce Pro, and it is really nice. You know, it's really soft. There's a lot of compression, especially here in the heel, and also it's very bouncy. There's a nice rebound back, and it is dual density though, right? So I'm guessing this purple color and also what is this color, like a mustard, like flat yellow or something? I feel like maybe these are like two different density foams, but either way, yeah, if you thought the Dame 7 or the Dame 6, like I know some people that thought it was a little too soft for them. If you thought the Dame 6 and the Dame 7 was too soft for you, the Dame 8 is going to be way too soft for you. Like, it's really soft. And also, court feel isn't the best. I wouldn't say it's terrible like the LeBrons, but it's definitely not good or great like the Currys or like the Kyrie 8s. So if you're looking for great court feel, you're not going to get it here, but like I said, it's alright. Impact protection is amazing. Your feet are going to, it's like you're walking on clouds or a marshmallow. That's how soft it is. And if you don't want something super soft, then obviously don't get the Dame 8. But if you want something like very comfortable with a lot of compression and good bounce, then the Bounce Pro midsole is really nice. For me personally, I really had no issues with it. I didn't think I felt like laggy or anything. I wouldn't say it's the most responsive cushioning setup, but I would also say it wasn't super laggy or slow for me personally, so it was good for me. I really enjoyed playing in it. I especially enjoyed that extra bounce I got from the heel when I was running down the court. So yeah, cushioning setup, I really liked it. As far as the step-in comfort goes, step-in comfort at first is a little bit stiff, but it gets softer and softer. I wouldn't say it's extremely soft, but it definitely does improve once you keep playing in it and break it in. Alright, moving on to the material. So we have like a textile mesh type of material going pretty much throughout this entire upper. The material composition kind of changes from the forefoot to the midfoot, but it's still kind of like the same type of material. And it gets a lot softer. You know, at first it was kind of stiff when I got it, but right now it's pretty damn soft. It conforms to my foot very well. It's nice and cozy. It feels a little like foamy. You know, there's a little bit of give to it in the actual material, which makes it feel a little bit cozier, although it's not like the thinnest material. And then coming here into the midfoot, it stays pretty damn thin. And as far as the tongue goes, I would say there's an adequate amount of padding. It's a large tongue as well. It goes over the top of your foot, which feels nice. And here in the heel area, we have ankle bone pillows. I'm not gonna call them Achilles pillows because they're basically not Achilles pillows. They're just on the sides of the ankle. And we got a lot. We have 4 on each side. So those feel pretty damn nice and very comfortable. They improve the comfort. And also here in the back of the shoe, we have 1 single Achilles pad. It's made of this mesh material. It kind of like hugs your Achilles. It feels nice. It is kind of annoying though when I was putting it on, because when I put it on without pulling the Achilles pad, it would just fold in on itself like that, and I would have to fix it. But of course, that's just a little minor thing. Overall, it improves the comfort. So for 120 bucks, I feel like the material is pretty good quality. I mean, of course, the fuse and all that isn't the best, but like I said, 120 bucks. Can't really complain, and overall it felt really nice and comfortable on foot, although it's not the most minimal feeling upper. Alright, moving on to the fit. So the fit was really not good for me. So first of all, you should go down half a size. It runs pretty long, so if you can, I would suggest going down half a size. And also here in the toe box, it is quite roomy. It was kind of roomy when I first got it, but this material stretches out a lot, right? And there's not a whole lot of fuse. You know, it's just here more on the lateral and medial side. You know, here on top of the toe, there's not a whole lot of fuse, and it doesn't feel glued down at all. It's just a soft material, so it stretched out a good amount once I broke it in and kept playing in it. And the fit here in the toe box is pretty damn roomy, which I don't like. Of course, that is pretty subjective. I do know people that like a roomier toe box, but if you want a nice snug toe box, then the Dame 8 I don't think is the best option. And also, as far as the width goes, I would say it's slightly wide. And also another thing, I guess it kind of ties into lockdown, is that when I was doing like lateral movements, I can feel my foot kind of like going like this inside of the shoe, just because the fit wasn't the best. It was a little bit roomier for me. So that also was pretty annoying. And no matter how tight I tighten the laces here, it's more in the midfoot, right? So it would still kind of like move around a little bit in the forefoot, which I didn't really like either. Alright, moving on to the support and lockdown. I guess that kind of segues into support and lockdown. So for lateral containment, I had no issues. So here in the forefoot area on the lateral side, we have kind of like this fused material. It's pretty supportive here. It's not a crazy lateral counter or anything, especially from like the midsole, but the material is supportive, or it was supportive enough for me. So I had no issues with that. And then here in the heel, we have the foam coming up a good amount, and we have an internal TPU heel counter. So lateral containment, I had no issues with, and also lateral stability was good as well. We have a nice wide base, and you're not super low to the ground, but here in the forefoot, you are kind of low as opposed to the heel, which there is a little bit of an offset. But anyways, yeah, lateral stability was good for me as well. It's just that the lockdown wasn't the best for me here in the forefoot. I had no issues with heel lockdown or anything either. So support and lockdown was good for me overall, besides the forefoot. Alright, moving on to the weight of the shoe. If I remember correctly, it was okay. So it's 12.8 ounces. Let's check the left pair. It's 12.73 ounces. So it's pretty average. And I definitely feel like that's a step in the right direction for Bounce, right? So this is Bounce Pro, but Bounce foam that Adidas uses is very high density and makes the overall shoe extremely heavy. Like usually shoes that use Bounce foam are like upwards of like 13.5 to 14 ounces, and maybe even heavier, even though the material is quite thin and minimal, right? So Bounce Pro, I feel like they did a great job with R&D and made the overall foam lighter, and also there's a lot more compression, it's softer, and it still feels bouncy. So I really like that. And the overall shoe feels pretty responsive. Like I said, it wasn't the most responsive for me just because the fit was a little bit sloppy. But I feel like if the fit was better, I mean, I really wouldn't have any problems with it. But also, I do wish the traction was a lot better on dust. But other than that, it's a pretty responsive feeling shoe. I wouldn't say it's the most responsive though, like especially comparing it to like the MB1, the Curry 9, Kyrie 8, and shoes like that. It's more just like a comfortable shoe, you know what I mean? And now moving on to the ventilation. As far as the airflow goes, there's not a whole lot of airflow. Like I said, this material isn't the thinnest, so your feet are gonna be kind of warm when you're playing in the Dame 8. Not super hot though. Moving on to the aesthetics, I like it. I really don't like this colorway. I keep saying that. Wish this mustard flat yellow thing, color green. I hate this color. I wish it was like a tan or a light brown color, so it could be like a PB&J colorway. Or I really like the black and white colorway that's coming out as well. But the overall silhouette looks great. It's more of like a simple shoe. Tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, the Dame 8. For me personally, I didn't really like it. You know what I mean? The traction, like I said, I'm playing on a dusty court and I hated it. You know what I mean? And I constantly had to wipe. And even when I did wipe, I would still slide out just because it would pick up dust so fast, right? The cushion I really liked. It was super comfortable. I like the bounce. It's very soft as well. Material I didn't really mind either, but also the fit for me wasn't the best. I mean, I feel like if I went down half a size, it would improve the fit a little bit, but I also don't think it would fix it that much. You know, I still feel like the material would stretch out and it would still be kind of roomy in the toe box. So just because of the traction being not good on dust and also the fit, I didn't really like it as much. But if you're playing on a clean court and you like a roomier kind of toe box, or you have like a thick foot or a wide foot, and you're looking for a shoe that's overall supportive and super comfortable for cushion, then the Dame 8 is a great option. But like I said, for me, it wasn't the best. But anyways, that about concludes my performance review of the Adidas Dame 8. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.